잘했지? I was wondering.
They have all kinds of weird rooms.
I don't know if you'll watch it for.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna some more cool.
Bless you.
5-year-old in Latham.
At the end of the 1998 sailing season, she was taken on North Florida across the shore of the 30 feet added to her midsection to give her a present configuration of 132 feet. Lake George is quite a natural fishery. The main fishery in the lake is lake trout, large and small.
And coming up on our right here, you'll notice a large white boathouse, and coming into view some large white buildings on the hillside behind it. This is all part of the Paulist Fathers. Paulist Fathers, St. Mary's on the Lake. They've been bringing their seminarian students here since 1872. Paulist Fathers live in Washington, D.C. and New York City area. The Paulist Fathers also own this bit of undeveloped shoreline coming up on the right here. This is the only parcel of land at the southern end of the lake that has not been developed for residential or commercial purposes. Gives you a good idea of what the shores of Lake George looked like a couple hundred years ago before any development started taking place. Right off this rocky shoreline, the water drops down to a depth of 110 feet. Some of the locals say it's an ideal place to teach your mother-in-law how to swim. But you didn't hear it from me. And looking off to our left for just a moment, can't help but notice that big white boat. That is our sister ship and flagship of the Lake George Steamboat Company fleet, a motor vessel due St. Sacrament. We're going to say hello with our loud whistle. Stand by. Loud whistle. Up on our right here, you'll notice a couple of unique boathouses that are designed after the main home. The gray one's called Tumblebrook. It's its name for the small brook at the northern property line. The white one's called Greylock, and that's a Gaelic term meaning hillside and waters. Both of the homes built back in the 1950s, both receiving awards from Better Home and Garden magazine for their efforts. Now, although they were award winners in their day, they're quite modest by today's standards. Well, what are today's standards, you might ask? Well, you won't have to wait too long to find out. Just look a couple homes to the north, and there you have it. Now, that is not a new home. That's actually an old home, well, about 20 years old. But it has new owners as of about 3 years ago. They've been adding on and reconfiguring ever since. It used to have a wood on the outside, now it's all stone, as you can see. I understand that their renovated home is designed that every room has a view of the lake. I also understand it's all the space two people need. Go to the Antigua Resort on plumpoint.com. Maybe that's the new name of it. And we've now traveled about 3 of Lake George's 32 miles. We're going to begin making our way over to the western shoreline. As we make our way over to the western shoreline, you'll get to see a few of the islands of the lake. There are nearly 200 islands on Lake George. Only 17 of those islands are owned by the state of New York, used for camping and or picnicking purposes. builder in the area, harvesting timbers from the surrounding lands to build his boats. Well, it looks like the shoreline to our right is actually the longest peninsula on Lake George. That is the assembly peninsula. At one time, more than a third of it was a private hydro preserve to the 6th and 8th governor of New York State, Mr. Dewitt. The same year that vessels of the Lake George Steamboat Company began operation here on the lake, that being 10 short years after Robert Fulton plied the waters of the Hudson in his North River boat, or what history would better remember as the Claremont, becoming the first successful steamboat in America. One of the islands off to our right, that is Diamond Island, the one closest to us. It's a state-owned picnicking island, and it gets its name for the small quartz-like crystals sometimes found along its shoreline. And the two islands that are closer together, those are the Canoe Islands, Big Canoe and Little Canoe. So named because back in 1880, that's where the American Canoeing Association held their first meeting right out here on the islands. Today, both of the islands are privately owned. The point of land off to our right there with the large rock outcropping, that's called Cooper Point. And on Cooper Point sits the 42-room Green Harbor Mansion. The estate once owned by Mr. Harold Pitcairn. Harold Pitcairn was the backer and founder of the American Auto Gyro Corporation, the Auto Gyro being the forerunner of the standby. The basin of Lake George lies in the southeast portion of the Adirondack Park. The Adirondack Park, 6 million acres in size. It's the largest state-owned park in the country, larger than the 5 national parks out west combined. Unique in the fact that it's comprised of both publicly owned and privately owned properties, about a 50-50 split. Mountains that surround the lake are the foothills of the Adirondacks. The taller peaks lie to the north and to the west. Now, the basin of Lake George, geologists tell us, was formed during the last geological ice age. As the Wisconsin Glacier passed through the area, carved out the basin of the lake. One flowing north and one flowing south, separated about 5 meters long. As the Wisconsin Glacier passed through the area, carved out the basin of the lake, and rounded up the mountains to what we see today. I see some folks looking at the parasailers, popular activity, especially on Saturdays in July. The parasail outfits are running a special on Saturdays in July. They'll take you up for a 10-minute ride, 200 feet in the air, for $1. That's right, they'll take you up for $1. Of course, it costs $99 to get back down though.
Nice now?
And coming up on our right, large cream-colored estate with green trim. That's called the Halcyon House, located on Carmen Point. Built for Charles Tuttle. Charles Tuttle was the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York. And in 1930, he actually ran for the governorship of New York State, but lost to a rather worthy opponent, Mr. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Generations of the Tuttle family still center here today. And coming up on our right now is the southerlymost island on Lake George. This is Tea Island, gets its name from the hotel here back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, when guests of the old Fort William Henry Hotel would be rowed out here for their afternoon tea. The island today is privately owned, and as we pass by, you'll notice a small cabin at the head of a quiet and secluded cove, a true island getaway here in the Adirondacks. Nothing to bother you, except for a big steamboat that goes by 6 times a day and sounds the whistle. And coming into view from behind Tea Island, you'll notice a large gray building, kind of a brown roof, bit of a tower on the corner. That's called Oak Lawn, and for many years was the summer residence of the Stieglitz family. Mr. Alfred Stieglitz, a famous photographer, his equally famous wife and painter, Miss Georgia O'Keeffe, summered here for many years. The building today, part of a timeshare resort called the Quarters. And coming up on our right here, you'll notice a large white stone and stucco mansion. That's called the Emily. It was built for Colonel Walter Price. Colonel Walter Price, not a military man, however, he actually made his money with a chain of breweries in the Albany-Troy area. By the looks of things, used to brew some pretty good beer. Later on, the mansion was purchased by Charles Peabody. He purchased it for his mother. Gave it to her for Mother's Day. She called it her summer cottage. Like if my mom was a cottage. Anyways, the building today is privately owned, and it is for sale. If everybody's looking for a place here on the lake, you're in luck. For the very reasonable price of $23.5 million, it can be yours today. Leave your deposit with me.
25 million, very reasonable price.
On a clear day from the top prospect, you can get what the state calls the 100-mile view. See the tall buildings of Albany, our state's capital, about 60 miles to our south. Nice hiking trip, take you right up to its summit. Take about an hour to hike up there. You can also drive up there. Veterans Memorial Toll Highway. Cost about $10 a carload to go up. Approaching on our left is our sister ship, the motor vessel Mohegan. She's out and underway under Islands of the Narrows cruise. Mohegan was commissioned May 9, 1908. She's a senior continuously operated vessel in New York State. And as I said, we'll play you a little tune here on the Calliope. Stay tuned. Street Blues. The brown and green Adirondack style building coming up on our right here is the well-known and locally famous boardwalk restaurant and marina located on Lower Andrews Street. If you're looking for a place to grab a bite to eat later on in the cruise, or in the day, excuse me, you might want to check it out. Large brick building in the background, once the Warren County Courthouse and Jail. Today it's the Lake George Historical Museum. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, our cruise here on Lake George is quickly coming to a close. We hope you've enjoyed your cruise with us here aboard the Minnehaha. Just a few minutes, we're going to be making our way into the steel pier, and as with every docking operation, we do ask that you please take a seat, remain seated. Please stay off and well away from the stairways and stairwells so the vessel has been securely moored to the pier. It's designed